Because the danger of the world is that once bad guys take over, for the most part, that's pretty much a wrap forever. The world thinks it's wrong to intervene, for the most part, against bad guy countries. And that's the danger with Islam, for me. The problem is once they take your country over, you don't ever get it back. Because the world will condemn you. They will stop arming you. They will stop sending you shipments, support the bad guys, everything under the sun. Welcome to another episode of Love People Enough. I'm Micah.
And I'm Rob. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Today's subject, we're going to talk about, can a book be evil? Can a book be evil?
I say
so no. So Rob says, big fat no, not a chance. Nope. And I say 100%. 100%. So we had a bit of a version of this debate for a few minutes back and forth already, and that kind of prompted us to do it again here, because I think this will be a fun episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take, so we're going to set the stage here. Okay, so we're going to pretend we have the religion of the Gargoyle King, okay? The religion of the Gargoyle King, and his book, we'll just call it the book, okay, for simplicity's sake, okay? All right, so now, in a scenario like, let's take like, let's pretend the book from the Gargoyle King religion, it's got 12 commandments, just like Christianity, right? Just for simplicity's sake, right? The 12 are all fairly solid, right? Don't steal stuff, don't murder people, don't steal your neighbor's wife, right? Like they're all pretty solid. Like we can get behind these 12 things here. Now so now there's 15 commandments though. Okay. So commandment 13, 14, and 15 will be you have to sacrifice your firstborn child. You have to sacrifice your neighbor's firstborn child. And you are to be killed if you attempt to leave the religion. Okay, so those are the three. Okay? All right. So before I keep going, do you have any thoughts right off the bat?
Me? No.
Yes, you.
I think we got a lag.
So I would call, again, that scenario, I would call that book evil. And I would be very concerned if any friends or family of mine were to join the religion of the Gargoyle King. Even if they claimed, for example, that they only followed the first 12 commandments of the Gargoyle King and not 13, 14, and 15, I would argue that let's just pretend in the religion, any children you have are automatically born into the Gargoyle cult. Okay,
Makes sense, yeah.
Let's say you got, one of your sisters decides she's going to join the Gargoyle cult. Okay, and she's like, Rob, it's okay. You don't have to worry about me. I'm only on commandment 1 through 12. All's well here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just living my best gargoyle queen life over here. No concerns at all. I would be very concerned. I would be insanely concerned.
Why?
Well, we say, okay. So let's say we look into it a bit more. Okay, so now what we look at is countries where the Gargoyle King's religion end up taking over. 90% of them are hellholes where no one in their right mind would want to live, where you will be subjected to, no freedom of speech, being jailed for the wrong word or even the wrong look, being murdered if you do not decide to continue going with the cult of the Gargoyle King. You try to get out, you'll be captured and murdered. You say anything against your cult Gargoyle King husband, you'll be jailed and or murdered. In a scenario like that, and so we say, and so meanwhile, your sister, she's like, oh yeah, I hear you, Rob, but I don't do it.
But I live in America, right?
Well, what I'll say is, each country that originally the Gargoyle King came to, if you will, those were all free-ish countries once upon a time, or some version of freedom. This is such a tricky thing to discuss the thing without really talking about the religion specifically, like the actual religion, or this is kind of loosely based along.
Sure.
Uh,
Well, let's get back to the book itself.
yeah.
Let's get back to that then. So, my sister reads this book, but doesn't
book.
read the, the last 3 commandments of this book. My sister hasn't become evil, and the book itself, regardless of whatever evil thoughts are written down in it, hasn't done anything to anybody. So what makes the book of this Gargoyle King evil?
Well, I think that's easy. Let's go back to the example I just gave. Historically, wherever the Gargoyle King's religion has gone, 90% of those places are now hellholes. Where in America, people are fleeing those hellholes. Those same people, ironically, many of the same people who subscribe to the cult of the Gargoyle King, they're still subscribing to it. They're just coming to do it in America now.
Okay.
And again, historically, what we see is that not only is every country that has that's been taken over Gargoyle King, not only have we seen that all of them are terrible places to live, but what we see historically is that there is a 0% comeback rate. Once the Gargoyle King's religion takes over your country, at no time in history does it ever lose control ever again. Now continue.
Okay.
Now what do you think?
I would still say that it's not the book. It is either the person who wrote this book or the people deciphering and using this book to do their bidding as evil, not the actual scriptures or texts themselves. Like there are I think there might still be written down and legal by technicality where I think it was here in Virginia, maybe even just Stafford County, I'm not sure. Every Sunday you could take your wife to the courthouse steps and beat her. That's the legal place to do it. When you deem it's deserved. That is a law written in a book or text or somewhere by Americans or past Americans to do something that isn't anything but malicious or bad, if you will. So the man who would go and beat his wife on a Sunday on the courthouse steps would be the evil one, not the law itself, or the person who wrote the law would be the evil one, but again, not the law itself.
Yeah, I wonder if this is just going to come down to just the words that we use. I imagine that being a slightly unsatisfying conclusion to this. So, right, because we could maybe swap things in, and I think we started to do this when we first talked a little bit about this, right? So you could swap in words that we could use here. I think that you would use here, and I think, for example, we used words like healthy and unhealthy. Correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, that's a weird place because I realize I don't want us to kind of just end up there because evil and unhealthy, I don't know. It doesn't feel satisfying.
Evil is decided by the society who does or does not agree with the evil acts, if you will. We talked about, the Spartan culture, leaving children on the side of a mountain because they have a defect, right? That's not a benevolent act.
Would one use the term evil? Go ahead.
Probably, but if you were born into that culture, you wouldn't think it's evil. You'd think, oh, that's standard stuff, right? Uh,
Now you just stumbled into the danger of the Gargoyle King's religion. Exactly. When you're born into the religion and it says you have to abide by all the commandments or you are to be murdered by your family. If you tried to leave the Gargoyle religion, you are to be murdered by your family. Yeah, you just stumbled into the most dangerous piece of the Gargoyle King.
sure. Those cultures in our society can't survive. It wouldn't.
No, you don't get it. They thrive. They win. In every country that the Gargoyle King has gone to, it now controls it once the certain percentage of the population becomes members of the Gargoyle King. In every single situation throughout history, 100% of them, the Gargoyle King's religion wins. And so historically, and right, and this piece is actually based on, ironically real data here, even though it seems like a fictional thing. Historically, the Gargoyle King's religion wins every single time, and the country never, under any circumstances, reverts.
Okay.
So if statistics showing, 95% of something's going to happen, you have to just know it's going to happen.
So out of the thousands of years that the Gargoyle King's book has been out, how many countries, cultures, whatever, have been taken over, and they practice the evil 3 commandments?
90%. That's the whole point I'm trying to
No,
make.
but how many of them are there?
90. Well, okay. So it'll be a bit tricky because, right, in our example, there's a whole bunch of lesser terrible things that we really didn't kind of get into that. But what I'll tell you about those 90% of countries that were taken over the Gargoyle King is that that 90% are unhealthy. They all have various degrees of the worst parts of those things built in. So in maybe the most lenient ones, maybe you're not allowed to own dogs anymore. Maybe you're not allowed to worship openly anymore. You're not allowed to tell the truth without being jailed anymore. Those are like the best versions of the 90%. In the worst ones, you are to be, raped, murdered, mutilated, everything in between for those things and far lesser things as well. So I don't know if I'm answering your question properly, but what the data shows is that only bad stuff comes from this for the most part. There is almost no examples. And what I can tell you, there's not a single example of the Gargoyle King's religion and democracy being intertwined in any way whatsoever. That's in 100% of all places that the Gargoyle King's religion takes over. You and I don't have a vote anymore. That stuff's for the most part, that's gone. And the only people who, when the vote comes back, the votes are for radical Gargoyle King leaders. That's all there is.
Yeah. Well, you didn't
There
answer.
is nothing else.
You didn't answer because
Did I
my
answer it?
my question was, how many places has the Gargoyle King's religion actually taken over, other than the places that maybe they started?
It did. It. I don't have the answer to that.
Yeah,
It's
because
a lot of them,
there
though.
probably aren't
You're
very
incorrect.
many.
You're incorrect. In all of the Middle East, the Gargoyle King's religion took over every single country there. It didn't originate. It originated in one place and it spread through the brutal sword to every single other country in the Middle East, for example.
Much like a lot
That's
of
not
other
just the Middle
countries
East.
or religions or cults or whatever as well.
There's nothing like this one. This is unique. This is the most dangerous cult that's ever existed in the history of the planet.
Because
Every
of the
country that's
evil
taken over has become
commandments
a
in the book.
bad version.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now
And
they're
so the true followers, they say, hey, you radicals, you're the ones who only follow 12 of our commandments. The true believers, the people who are actually going to go to heaven, they follow all 15. And they will kill you and your family if they find out that you're not willing to follow all 15 of those.
yeah, those are the evil ones. Those are the evil
Yeah.
people, but not the book. We just showed Haley
No, but it all
the
comes from the book.
movie Matilda. We haven't finished it because it's a long
Mm.
movie. And in Matilda, um, very intelligent girl. I don't know if you've seen the movie. It's old. Um, she's reading
No.
Moby Dick. And her parents, specifically her father in this scene, who are kind of evil people. They're just bad people in general. He sees her reading this book and says, "When did you learn to read?" Mind you, she's very, very young. "And why are you reading this smut?" Or something along those
Wait, who
lines.
said that?
Her father in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Because his culture isn't to read, and it's just to assume that whatever this book that has the word dick, Moby Dick, must be bad. So he rips it up. A library. I think he ripped it up. It was a library book though. Because he thought it was bad. Didn't care what it was that she was reading or what maybe even she was practicing or what she learned from it. Or didn't like from it. He just said the book was evil. Inherently, a book can't be evil. Only the people that write them or the people that read them. But the item itself cannot be. People are evil.
Dangerous. Can a book be dangerous?
No.
I like this
Only
now.
only the people
the Gargoyle King that says rape and murder and slaughter and that kill everyone who tries to get away from you.
That's the people.
Kill your own children, kill your own friends.
Again, it's
wait. Can does that a book dangerous though? The words that say do these things or a god in the sky will smite you and your family in the afterlife.
I think what you mean to say
dangerous?
is, can a book be weaponized? And I would say yes, a book can be weaponized, and many of them have
it can be well, I mean,
just like my argument with an actual gun. Is a gun evil?
Gun's a terrible example.
I think it's a great example.
Not a chance. If you wanted to use gun as an example, you'd have to use gun with guidelines that tell you how to use the gun in really violent, terrible ways to other people.
No, only
that's the thing. It's not just like a device, like a knife. I could butter my bread, or I could stab your eyes out with it. That's not a good example.
It sounds like you're only willing to accept the item being evil if it fits in your descriptive guidelines.
No, not in the slightest. It just has to have similar characteristics. So if it's like a single object, doesn't work that way. It's not just a book that could be used in any way. It's a book that says kill people, murder, rape, torture, really bad stuff. That's why the gun doesn't work for that example, because the gun would have to have a set of guidelines with it that say to do all the evil things. Only then would something like that work for this example.
It's just words. It's just words. It's whoever decides to read and do evil things,
though, right? Dangerous words, right?
Yeah.
If my
words can be dangerous, yes. Especially when people who are not of sound mind or of weaker mind just blindly do what they are told by a book or word of mouth.
But so we agree that it's dangerous. A book in that description is a dangerous book.
It can be. I wouldn't say.
We're talking about this book, not a can be.
No.
We want a yes or no. Is this book dangerous? If this book tells you to murder your family if they try to leave your religion, this book tells you that women only worth half of a man. This book tells you that women are to own nothing, men are to own everything. This book tells you that you are allowed to beat your wife. This book tells you, yet again, to kill your own child if she tries to leave your religion. Is this a dangerous book?
No. The people who do it are.
That's not a dangerous book.
No.
That's not a dangerous book.
I don't think any book can be dangerous.
What's the phrase that you use for something like that? I just gave a crazy, insane example of super dangerous things all in one location.
Okay, do you own this book?
I do. It's on my shelf.
Have you read it?
I've read a whole bunch of it.
How many bad things have happened to you or have you done to others because of it?
I'm not a member of the religion.
Doesn't matter.
Of course it does.
Mm-mm.
Yes, you're missing the point. This isn't about some random dude who picks up the book and then maybe stabs his neighbor. This is about people who have a deep religious connection to this thing. It is how they live their life. It is how they guide.
The dangerous
these
radicals.
things are meant to guide them. They're not radicals. Incorrect. The radicals are the ones who are not killing you, because the book tells you how to live your life, every single step of it. And so we have millions and millions and millions of people at this point who say that is correct. That's what our God tells us. The radicals, we are the radicals, in my opinion, when it comes to this subject. The radicals are the ones who are not killing you.
Every religion has grown in some way from its
Not
roots.
all. Yeah, okay, that's fair. I guess a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah.
And it's up to the people in whatever societies, whatever communities, households even, to grow with the rest of the world, and the ones that don't are the radicals of those cults, religions, books.
So the problem with this is that in this real life example, and we're probably doing our readers a bit of a disservice by starting this, by not really just talking about what this is really about. I suppose it could be a little tricky to carry on with it, but what statistics and history have shown us, specifically in the realm of this piece, is that this religion conquers every country eventually, all of them, 100% eventually, and it will continue till it conquers the entire world. And in 90% of those places, the worst horrors, the worst atrocities exist everywhere.
So let's say here in America, many mixed religions, right? There are terrible atrocities that happen every day. Every day. If you can imagine it, it's happening. It's happened and it'll happen again. Atrocities happen. Doesn't require a book. It requires evil people.
It doesn't require evil people. I'm going to push back 1,000%. It does not require evil people. What it requires is just regular human beings who get that book from their mom and their dad. And they are taught to read the book, follow the rules. They're not evil people. These are just regular people. This is what happens. It spreads. Just regular people, because they're forced into the religion from their parents, and they are to be killed if they try to leave by their family and friends. And so, boom, it's like a disease in that sense. You can't get away, or it kills you. You can't try to leave it, or it kills you. Your own family and friends will kill you.
But where?
In many of the countries that this has been taken up, that the Gargoyle King's religion has taken over.
The Gargoyle
And
King's
again, there's not a
religion is
single
in
one
China.
where you have democracy.
It's
None of them.
India. It's Africa. It's in America.
In China,
you name it. It's everywhere.
The you-know-whos who follow this religion are in camps because they're so dangerous. That's what China has done. China has said, your people of the Gargoyle King are so dangerous that you can't even be permitted to walk around in my society. China is not a great example.
No, because
they've got them all in camps.
Yeah, well,
because they know how dangerous it is. Why? Because they're paying attention. They say, what's more important to me, looking good or actually protecting the people that I love and care about?
So is it evil to preemptively treat people and kill people and do whatever poorly, right? To preemptively do it before anybody does, or the people that they're encamping, which we've done it in America, and it was considered evil and terrible to just go ahead and encamp people or imprison them, slaughter them, whatever, because the belief is that they're dangerous because of this book. Not that they actually have ever done anything dangerous.
No. This scenario doesn't work in the slightest, and it's not because of the book. It's because they have it's because you have an entire world history to show what these people can do, and they will do, and they have done, and they are doing. That's the whole. You have all of human history as an example.
Okay.
There's not a single place where this religion has integrated successfully with a country, and now is not a negative, a force for bad, if you will. I don't think there's a single country that exists anywhere where it is healthily integrated into the country and is in any way a net positive for the people of the country.
So are there people that subscribe to the Gargoyle King here?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course, everywhere.
All right.
And what we see again is in every single country, terrible things happen to me, you, and our families and everyone we know and love once the population, certain percentage of the population takes over from the Gargoyle King.
Okay. There are lots of these people all around us, neighbors.
Millions.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's start it small. 50% of your neighborhood becomes these people. What happens then?
Mm-hmm.
What happens then?
What sense? In what sense?
In what sense? Well, you said a certain percentage. It'll always start small, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 50% of these people live. 50% of your neighborhood is these people.
Mm-hmm. So what we've seen historically in every single country that this happens to, and they've had books written specifically on this concept here, in that there's certain percentages that happen. When certain percentages happen in different populations, very different things happen, essentially. So in a scenario like you're describing of 50% of these people in your neighborhood, you're going to see a completely different neighborhood now, period. Not just in how people look, who cares? Not even how people dress, who cares? But how people treat you. You will start having things like groups of these people riding around in the neighborhoods, stopping people from having their hair out, harassing women. What you see in every single situation is the worst parts come from that. There is no scenario that we've seen in any country that I am aware of where that has been beneficial for any society, any neighborhood, period. Only bad stuff comes from it. Really bad stuff. And then
I've
once
never
these people
witnessed
start
this
getting
happen.
positions of authority, and now I hear it. Well, you wouldn't witness it unless you just wouldn't know these type of things unless you look into them. The amount of time I've spent in the FBI's crime statistics department, or even with our AI looking up statistics on this specific religion, is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. And I'm nowhere near an expert. What I'm telling you is the data is damning. The data is a one-way ticket to the end of the world as we know it.
These things have happened in many cultures again, and
Cultures are all gone.
religions.
They've been swallowed up. Yeah.
Yeah, and
they're all gone. They've all been swallowed up by this religion.
And
none of them exist.
Oh no, that's
the
not true.
people walk around with just their eyes out because that's all that they're allowed to show. They are erased in every way humanly possible. Their society, their culture, their history, their very names, and their very voice erased.
Yeah, that's not good. But that doesn't mean that every single person that is a part of this. Yeah, no, because it is changing.
What's changing?
These negative things. So let's.
Nope, it's not.
Oh yeah.
Nope. This is the only one that actually doesn't. So when this thing was created, it was supposedly created in God's perfect word, meaning it's the only religion that exists that doesn't change over time. So we have stuff like in Christianity, we got like the New Testament versus the Old Testament, right? That's basically taking, I don't even want to go too far into that, but you now have a religion that's much more palatable for the modern century. Modern time. You don't have anything like that with this. It doesn't work that way. This one religion is singularly destructive, singularly dangerous. There's nothing like it out there in how dangerous it is. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh no,
so this isn't the one that actually grows over time. It's not allowed to. And not only that, you're not allowed to literally disagree with a single word. You're an apostate and you are to be put to death if you disagree with one word of it. It's the only religion that never advances. Go ahead now.
I don't think there are very many countries that actually follow those laws, even when those people are of this religion.
You don't know then. You got to do the research. You and I will have to sit down and look at the research one of these days, and then you and I will have a good back and forth. Because some of the
I
stuff
believe
I'll
there's a
definitely be
handful.
wrong about.
And again, where it started, where the religion started. Even
there's more than a handful.
even I don't remember if it's changed now or not, but I remember quite a few years ago, the last country that didn't allow women who subscribed to this to drive. There's only one left, or maybe it changed. I don't remember. Originally, they weren't allowed to. It wasn't a. It was.
You're saying there's only one country that they're not allowed to drive? That's not correct. I guarantee there's more.
I'm saying that even today, things are still changing for the better.
Nope, incorrect.
You're looking it up.
This is incorrect completely. It's not. That's the data shows us the opposite. That's what I'm saying. What the data shows us is
one of
that
the major
it takes
ones
over your
allowed
country.
It was
society is swallowed, and it never turns the other direction. It never comes back ever
When's
again.
the last time a country got taken over?
Syria. It literally just happened. They're in the process of massacring their Christians and their Jews, and right now, it's the latest one that just happened. Yeah, every single I've actually got some phenomenal documents.
So these people that are massacring them, I'll always stand by this, are the evil ones. They're not evil.
Sure.
They're not evil because they were born into a family known to be evil. They choose to follow the evil thing.
But as far as they're concerned, it's not evil. It's what they're taught. It's the normal. It's everyone else that's evil.
Yeah, those are the
danger of the book. They're not evil.
But there's still plenty of them. There's still plenty of people out here that do subscribe, regardless of my incorrect statistics. I apologize for anybody listening.
I'm sure I got plenty of incorrect statistics too.
Micah came ready. I did not.
No. I just naturally know some of this stuff because I've done so much research on it, because I believe it's one of the most dangerous things that's ever existed in our lives.
Regardless, there are plenty of people.
And the more I look into it, the more I feel strongly about it.
There are plenty of people that are not evil and are still a part of it. Whether they're
doesn't matter. Relevant.
You could say that they're not following the religion to the T. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. None of that matters. In the end, it doesn't matter. If our country gets taken over and your daughter spends the rest of her life covered in head to toe, not allowed to speak out loud with little slits for her eyes, you won't care in the slightest how many good whats there are. You won't care in the slightest.
I wouldn't care regardless of the religion. Regardless of the religion. It doesn't matter what the culture is.
All that would matter is the end result is what matters.
If freedoms are taken and people are treated
they are
evilly, those people who are doing the injustices are the evil ones. And I also wouldn't like it regardless of the religion. Even if it's aliens, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like this whole thing, on some level, I think what I'm really trying to get at maybe is, it feels like in the thing that we're describing that it is very dangerous. And it is dangerous in the end result of almost every single situation it's been involved in. And I think if we could, I guess that's really the tricky piece.
Say the good ones. The ones that don't believe in, killing
and graping.
They don't believe in the most extreme things, right? They also fight back.
We may have to put a little bit of a pin in this conversation. I have a feeling that you and I are going to need to sit down and look at some statistics before we come back to a situation like this.
Yeah. I still stand by words written down can't be evil.
But wait.
It's the people.
Evil's fine. Well, yeah, but maybe evil's not that. Maybe we don't need to talk evil and good anymore, because I don't think we'll get anywhere with that. But dangerous is a place where I refuse to not allow you to meet me there.
Literally everything can be dangerous in the hands of the evil ones.
No,
Literally,
not everything can be dangerous.
Why do you?
We're not talking about a kite that might stab you in the eye. We're talking about a kite that was thrown from a fucking building that was aimed at your fucking face because you're not a member of the fucking kite club.
Yeah.
You can't just use a random example. I will fight you all day long with that. You can't say cars are dangerous. Anyone could use them in a bad way. No, we're talking about cars that are designed to harm specifically. You have to use an example that's similar.
What about a bomb?
Bomb's a good one, I think.
Specifically designed
somewhat
to blow shit up and kill people.
Somewhat.
But
I don't know.
Itself is, those who are, lobbing the bomb, dropping it, what they do with it is what's evil.
Yeah, that's not what we're really trying to say, though. I think I'm really trying to get somewhere to the point of, like, what are our responsibilities in the realm of family and friends when it comes to being part of groups or associations that are dangerous? I feel I'm beating us towards the end
Sure.
here.
I would say observe and make sure that they're happy, healthy, and not in danger. And should something change, you absolutely should have the difficult conversation, and hopefully they see. But if not, it's ultimately their decision.
So you're okay with future Haley being a member of the Gargoyle King's religion?
As long as she's not, killing her family because they're not a part of it, or sacrificing the first girl of the family or something. Yeah.
But what if the statistics show that there's a high chance that she's going to?
It's her life. Ultimately,
he's driving a car with faulty brakes. Is that what you say? Do you say it's your life, Haley?
No, I would try to help her, but you can only do so much for anybody, right? People have their own things made up. But again, going back to statistics, these things they're not just happening because people are a part of the religion. It's in certain areas where that religion is.
Again, the worst is yeah. Like I said, I think we'll have to come back to this episode again someday. We'll have to be like a pin in it. I realize we can't get to a good agreement place just yet.
I'm not saying I understand what you're saying, and I think it's more from a place of fear, which I get.
No, it's from knowledge. There's no fear here. Come on, buddy. It's from a place of fear. It's not from fear. It's from knowledge. That's the whole point. It's the opposite of fear.
Ignorance
I would
is
say
bliss.
I would almost be tempted.
Right? Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the opposite of that.
Yeah.
This is having knowledge.
Gives
so
anxiety.
There's no need for fear.
If you didn't know a shark existed, you wouldn't be afraid to swim in the water with them.
Okay, I suppose you can have a healthy understanding of the dangerousness of the thing.
Yeah.
Sure. But yeah, more from knowledge, though. It's one of those things where it would be nice to do research and feel better about it, but it doesn't go down like that. The more research you do, the more horror you see. And there comes a certain point where you say, well, at what point do we protect people that we care about? It was a little bit of a weird episode today.
Yeah.
I don't know if we quite got to where we wanted to be. I realize I think I have to go back at some point and actually write down some real arguments for this one. Because I see your thought processes, and they're good enough on their own that I don't quite know how to shred your armor, if you will.
Maybe show me your statistics. Yeah,
well, that's the thing. We'll do the research scenario where something like that, because I've got some stuff that we can pull up. We've got some stuff we could do together, and then because I think there's a middle ground to be had. But I don't know if I can. I've not been able to get a good enough argument for it today. That's what I'll say. But it was a fun conversation.
Yeah.
So I'll say that either way.
Yeah.
They're always fun.
People, I do think, can be evil.
Mm-hmm.
and without help from other members of society that do progress in this age, they can be they can be dangerous. They do the evil things. Sometimes I don't even know it, but people are the ones that are dangerous.
I mean, I won't argue with that. All right, and that's it for the show today. I'm Micah from Love People Enough.
And I'm Rob. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time. Hey, everyone, this is Micah.
And I'm Rob.
From Love People Enough. Please consider signing up for our Patreon so we can continue to bring you hard-hitting episodes and grow our channel to reach the widest audience possible. Link below in the description.